Hello everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I hope your week's off to a good start. It's about 10:30 here on Monday morning in Lower Alabama. I've already been working for a couple of hours, was about to take a break, and I thought it'd be a good time to do a video. I'm doubling down this week with the store. I've been working on it this weekend. I'm going to get all the designs in there this week, and I'm going to do as much as I can to try and get this thing up, running, and ready to share some of these t-shirts and other things that I've got coming out as soon as possible. And continuing to do some writing too. The first week was okay, didn't quite write as much as I thought, but anyhow, it's all good. So today I wanted to talk with you, kind of show you something of a satiating raw vegan recipe for the upcoming winter. Anyhow, I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button now. Click on that little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. YouTube it has a little glitch. It'll unsubscribe people from channels sometimes. So if you haven't actually clicked send notifications, you could get unsubscribed and not know it. This is just kind of, it's not a specific recipe video, but just kind of an idea for things to do for the winter, about making hearty dishes for yourself, about satisfying yourself. Now I've been on this particular one's going to be with is going to have some mushrooms in there. In fact, that's going to be kind of the hearty base of it. I've been really into the mushrooms lately. I do it with I always marinate them, get them ready when I'm doing Melissa's marinara recipe. You can check that out on her channel. People are always asking for recipes when I do show other people's foods. I don't give away other people's recipes, you know, especially that I get from their recipe book. But it's a fairly easy recipe. I'm sure you can find marinara on Melissa's, but that's not what I'm doing today. So I thought what I would do is just kind of show you the process. I knew somebody would ask how I do this, so I'm going to show you. This is just kind of the first segment. I'm going to show you how I marinate my mushrooms. I've got some baby portobellos here. I rinsed them and I just kind of chopped them up a little bit smaller than what they were and put them in this bowl right here. Now I'm going to marinate these for the day, and it's about 10:30 now, so it'll probably be late afternoon. These should marinate for at least 5 hours, probably 6 hours before they're used. And when I'm gonna marinate them in, and I don't have certain amounts, I just kind of get them nice and a nice marinade going. I'll put some lime juice in there. I'll spray a little bit of Bragg's aminos. I'll put a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And then I will put some paprika, smoked paprika, and a bit of chili powder to give it a little flavor. And one other thing, where is it? I will chop up a little bit of onion here. Now what I'm going to do is when I put all that stuff together and I marinate it and get it where I like it, I stir it up and I'm going to go put it in the windowsill in the front room of the house that'll get some sun this afternoon. Now I will come back to you before I start putting the recipe together to show you kind of like, it's almost like a sort of a cooking effect without heat. Between being in the windowsill and having that citrus in there, because you'll notice how it will shrink down as it soaks in all those juices and whatever. So I will be back to you with the actual recipe a little bit later.
All right, guys, there's a lot of glare here, and I'm not sure what you're going to be able to see, but I just wanted you to see how these kind of shrink down. They're sitting here about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, maybe a little bit longer. They start getting sun on them in the afternoon. So now I'm about to take these and we're going to sit down to a recipe with them. There we go. Now you can kind of see the color, how they are. All right, let's start making this dinner. All right, now that first segment I did was this morning, which has been about 5 or 6 hours ago. So I might forget I'm senile. I might forget what I said in the very first segment, and I might repeat myself, but that's the things you got to put up with when you watch the senile old man. The whole reason I started this was like, okay, I'm in the States now, you know, cooler weather's coming. I don't have my dehydrator. The first thought, you know, for like good hearty stuff is Alyssa's chili. But I don't have my dehydrator, and I'm not gonna have my dehydrator. So I said, let's come up with something thick. Let's come up with something that's gonna satiate. Let's come up with something that's easy and that I don't need to heat. Now this would be good with some of this stuff heated, but I think I'm gonna put something together pretty good. And hey, I'm gonna tell you something. This is kind of a work in progress. I'll probably play with it some more, and I just wanted you guys to see my process, because this is kind of how I do when I decide what I want to eat. Now the sauce is probably not there yet, and probably, who knows, I'll mix and match ingredients. But this is just a thought, like how to feed yourself, how to make stuff that's really good and hearty. So what I want is something of a thick stew soup like thing. I've got some elements of Brunswick stew in the sauce. You're going to see some elements of Melissa's chili sauce, which also I do remember because I did a search back. If you search my channel for barbecue sauce, it's also sort of similar to my barbecue sauce. So it's just kind of we're going to see what happens. All right. Now I've got the mushrooms. That's going to be kind of the meaty base of this thing, for lack of a better word. And they're still in the little thing where they're draining. I'm going to take them fresh out of that. They're good. Really digging the mushrooms these days. So we're going to just like strain it off because I don't want it too watery. I'm just going to put a good bit of mushrooms in there. I had mushrooms last night too, because I had Melissa's marinara, which it calls for that too. So let's see, let's get just a little bit more. I don't want to use it all. I'm hoping I'll get a couple of bowls, or at least a bowl and a half. All right. So I got a pretty good bit of mushrooms in there. Like I say, that's going to be kind of the hearty base. So you see, got those going. Now I've got some fresh tomatoes here. We're just going to put some fresh tomatoes in. I cut them up. I don't completely dice them so small, but I don't like just big bites of tomato. That's one of those things about me. I like them in recipes. I like smaller bites. I like them mixed with stuff, but I don't dig just big chunks and chunks. I definitely won't eat a tomato like I see some people do, just like they're eating an apple. So good portion of that in there. You see how I'm layering that up. Then I got fresh corn, and this corn is very sweet. So let's get a layer of corn in there. Kind of eyeballing this. I don't think I'll get two full bowls, but I think I can probably get this bowl and then probably a decent size one next. So there we go there. And then got some red pepper. I've gotten to where I like red pepper. I didn't like pepper at all as a kid, and I still don't like green pepper, which now I understand why. It's unripe pepper. But we're going to put a little bit of red in there. All right, so now you see and we may have a little bit of tiny problem here in a minute. You'll see why. We have this bowl almost full. Now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to see, this is going to be a little precarious. I'm going to pour the sauce on it. I will run through what I've got in my sauce so far, but like I say, work in progress, kind of elements of different recipes. I've got tomatoes in there. I've got dates in there. I've got garlic in there. I've got a whole peeled lime in there. I've got apple cider vinegar. I've used a fair amount because I kind of like that twang like I get in the barbecue sauce. And also, when I also looked up Brunswick stew, which I used to like, and I remembered, or I don't know if I remembered, I never made Brunswick stew, but it has barbecue sauce in it. So put a good bit and I like that twang. So I put about a quarter cup of ACV in there. I put some black pepper, and I put some bay leaves, and I chopped up some onion in there. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pour the sauce on top. And another thing you could do once you get your sauce, I didn't do it, if you wanted to kind of, give yourself like a little bit of a warming to it, you could keep your Vitamix going and let the sauce heat up a little bit. You could probably also do something. I'm going to see if I can do this without making a huge mess on my table. That's what I like. I like to have sauce on there, but I like chunky. I always like that. Like when I had soups and stews as a kid, and that's why Brunswick stew stuck out. And also Brunswick stew had that corn in there, which I've always loved corn. Good fresh corn. All right, well, I thought I might make too much of a mess mixing this stuff up. All right, got a good little mix there. Now, the next element we are going to do, it could come in either step. You could do it either way. I've got some avocado here. And also too, this is going to be a real savory dish. You don't have to use this. Today's a day for fat for me, and I've got an avocado that's going to turn if I don't, so I've got a small avocado here. You could have put the avocado in before you poured the sauce on there. I'll still end up mixing it in, but I'm just gonna, put some on top like this. A little bit more. Like that. And then I got some just green chopped onions from the store. They're already chopped here for convenience, and I'm just gonna put some of these on top. And voila, we have a pretty nice creation. Nice creation, nice presentation there. I hope if it's even near as good as it looks, that's a good presentation. If it's even near as good as it looks, it's gonna be good. All right, so that's the pretty part of it. I should, you know what I need to do, and I'm just gonna tell you what I'm doing right here. I'm not going to stop the camera and take a still shot right now, but I want something for later, so I'm gonna try to see what I can do here. I don't mind sharing my little tricks with y'all. I do that a lot of times. It's easy to pull stills from video. So, you don't always have to stop what you're doing and take a still shot. So, all right, let's give this a shot. Oh, and also, too, one thing I will do next time is I probably, with having that apple cider vinegar in there, oh, and I had a little bit of Bragg's. I don't have that written down there. I had some Bragg's in there. I used and I didn't use a lot, but I used a little bit of water, and it's not as thick as I would like. I would have liked that to be a thicker one, so I'm going to play around with that a little bit. Might add more tomatoes next time, might add more stuff, and not use any water so I can get a little thicker. But all right, let's give this a taste test and see what it's all about. I'm going to kind of make sure I'm getting bites of everything in there. I've got mushroom, I've got corn, I got tomatoes, I got pepper, I got onions, and I've got avocado. So let's see how it goes. That's good. That's good. Like I say, I'm really happy. I'm really happy. I kind of figured it was going to be pretty good, and I knew it was going to be at least good enough to eat it. I very seldom, okay, granted, if this had turned out and didn't taste all that good, I'd have probably just erased this and never uploaded it, but it turned out good. Now I will still tweak it a little bit, and I thought, but God, there's something, there's something, I think it's so close. There could be just one thing. It could even just I might, after I'm done with this, I might just sprinkle a little cumin on there or something. It's almost like it's so good, and it needs one thing to finish it off. But I'm not complaining. If I don't think of what that one thing is, I'll be perfectly happy with it as is. Now that's thick right there. And you got a lot going on in there, so this kind of stuff will get you through the winter. Now for me, you might be different. I know everybody's different, the way they eat and what they like and whatever, but how to say, it's not so much about actual heat and temperature in the winter. I do notice, because I've visited here in the winter before, I'll be here this time, but I've noticed in visiting before that it's not so much if the food is not hot, but I do find myself needing more savory, heartier, thicker things in the winter. So yeah, this one's definitely going on the list. This will be one that I'll make. It's easy, very easy. So I'll make this one probably a couple of times a week as the weather gets cooler, and I'm going to come up with more things to entertain, satisfy myself, and I would encourage you to do that too. And like I say, that's why I kind of wanted to do it while it was at this stage, and it's not a recipe video. It's not a proper recipe yet, but you can do this, guys. I'm not any sort of a wizard in the kitchen. I don't have kitchen skills. I don't have putting food together skills. You just have to start doing it. I've started doing it over the course of 5 years, doing this lifestyle, watching other people's videos, learning, okay, this mixes with this. If you add a little bit of this, it'll have this effect on things. And bing, bang, boom, a few years later, I'm able to feed myself pretty well. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I hope you'll give it a try. If you give this a try, please let me know what you think. Play around with it. Don't necessarily try to copy my exact recipe, but make food for yourself. Come up with stuff that you like. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you again tomorrow. Peace.